Good morning to everyone. My name is Paola Derudas and I am a PhD candidate in archaeology at Lund University in Sweden. My PhD project deals with the management and publication of data coming from archaeological investigations, and today's presentations, which is titled Archaeological Publication Systems, which route to take, a compass for addressing future development, focuses on a specific aspect of data publication that takes into account the use of web-based solution. So my presentation today will start with a kind of review of some of the existing web-based solutions that have been designed to publish archaeological content. In my opinion, indeed, such a kind of review can be relevant if we want to identify both the advantages and the flaws of such systems on a methodological but also on a practical point of view. And we can use the results of such survey to steer the design and the future development and advancements of this kind of tools. Notwithstanding archaeological reports and scientific papers still represent the standard for the publication of archaeological investigations, the digital leap have also started to affect this aspect of the archaeological process. And indeed, new formats of archaeological publications have started to appear. They are the result of ad hoc solutions. They are usually related to specific projects, and they are often conceived and realized for serving precise communication needs. These online publication systems are characterized by non-standard interactive structures that encompass archaeological data of different kinds, merging and linking them within a virtual environment. Unlike the reports and scientific papers that follow a linear structure that is characterized by text, images, tables, and charts, and are the final, or should be, the final results of any archaeological investigation, non-standard publications instead are represented by online systems or platforms. They don't have a standard structure because standard structure does not exist for them. And they not represent the final result of an investigation, but can be an active part of the process, of the archaeological process, and can contribute actively to the knowledge production about that specific project. And concerning the format, again, we don't have standards for these new publication systems, but they try to exploit the potential of the digital format, and so they are mostly digital, but often it is possible to derive a printable one. Usually they are related to specific project, and yes, I think we can go on. So if we start to present this review of available digital publication, we have the first innovative solution starting with 2016. For example, the AD3D Reviewer of the archaeological site of Las Cuevas is one of the first archaeological publications online. It's a 3D web-based visualization system of archaeological data that are connected to an online database that is been developed in connection to the Archaeology Data Service and represented an important reference, this publication, for several projects that were going in that direction. Unfortunately, despite the promising results, this project didn't continue after the first launch. But in the same year, in 2016, we also have another interesting digital publication, the Tinku House prototype, developed within the Gabi project. that is a multi-layered archaeological publication that, according to the authors, is addressed to specialists as well as non-specialists, and the narrative and interpretation in this digital publication integrate 3D models. In 2017, we have 3 more digital publications. The first one we refer to is Maya Arc 3D, that publishes together with a 3D web GIS, is the first example of 3D models included in an online 3D GIS platform. We also have a publication, the publication Digital Karnak, designed for the use of 3D content as the core element of a scholarly, pedagogical, and peer review resource, in order to demonstrate the value of such a system as a new form of digitally born research. And Ephemeera is an online 3D database system for endangered architectural and archaeological heritage in the southeastern Mediterranean area, developed at the Cyprus Institute, through which it is possible to visualize the geometry of endangered architectural features, and also to query the database, and also to access the metadata of the objects implemented in it. We have other publications from 2018. We have Archeo, developed at the University of Aarhus. That is another web-based 3D web platform that embeds 2D GIS and a 3D photogrammetric visualizer that is interactive, and according to the author, provides accessibility, fostering collaborative research and exchange of knowledge. And from the same year, we have the Bisarcio excavation system, designed at the University of Sassari in collaboration with the Visual Lab at the National CNR, at the National Research Council in Pisa, that allows an exploration, time-based exploration of the stratigraphy of an archaeological excavation. Unfortunately, this system has never been fully accessible. Constructing the Sacred is a digital monograph from 2020, designed at University of California, Santa Cruz. And according to the author, Ellen Sullivan, this can be considered a digital research monograph, a 3D scholarly edition, and a scholarly review that aims at integrating 3D models into the narrative, making the 3D model the core of the narrative, crucial to explain and interpret the site. In this publication, for this publication, there is no printable format, so it's only accessible via the web. Now I'm going to present 2021 is the date of the publication of these publications that are the results of activities at the Digital Archaeology Lab, the Dark Lab at Lund University, that has been experimenting with the efficiency of 3D web interactive visualization system for the visualization of ongoing investigation activities. And here you see the interactive visualization system developed for as a tool to expand the field archaeology pedagogical programs, integrating the use of technology in fieldwork activities. And that was published this year together with the interactive reporting system that represents like an advancement of the interactive visualization system. So we designed and developed at the Dark Lab in collaboration with the CNR, with the Visual Lab at the National Research Council in Pisa. The goal was to expand the interactive visualization system, enabling something that could go beyond the 3D visualization, that could also allow for writing a dynamic archaeological report. This system was validated and tested in a 4-year project. So I focused a bit more on the project where I was taking part to, so that I know better. But the review that I made, and this chart represents it, include all of them, and it highlighted this kind of review the primary focus of such systems, in identifying also allowing me to identify some of the flaws that still, as a community of digital archaeologists working with this kind of aspects, we need to overcome. I identified 16 components that the available digital publications focus on, and yes, this chart illustrates whether these components are present or not. So if we start looking at it, we can see that all the 10 publications reviewed are accessible except one, that is the Bizarcho project. And all of them embed 3D contents, as we see in the second column. Only half of the online system have a reusable structure that can be reused for other projects, so half of them. Using a structure that goes beyond the life cycle of the project. The primary purpose, going ahead, the primary purpose of these publications is research, but 40% of them also address dissemination and educational purposes. Concerning standard publication formats, only 2 of the systems actually allows for it, and only a few portion of them integrates a GIS, a geographical information system. 6 of the solutions are connected to an online database, and only 4 have connection or have linked to external data. Half of the solution includes or embeds in its structure also the narrative connected to the data of the excavation, or a form of editorialization. But concerning metadata and paradata, we can see that only in 3 cases the metadata are accessible, and only in 1 case the paradata are accessible. And fairness, that is considered crucial for the time being to design good solutions, can only found in 1 of the available solutions, but the system is not in use anymore. Another important aspect is to find information about sustainability and policies about long-term maintenance of such systems. But it was not easy to find this kind of information because certain data are not accessible or cannot be found. So the only thing that was possible to see is that at least for one, that is the one that is not accessible anymore, it is possible to say that there is no long-term maintenance policy in place. So the result of such a survey allows me to identify that these systems lack tools for the data sharing, and also that metadata and paradata that are considered crucial nowadays are not always considered to be relevant. And furthermore, we need to find solutions that can allow access to the whole data set, and we need also to address fairness in order to make systems that are sustainable. So how to make a valuable system fair? In my research, I realized that there is the possibility to find some solutions for the near future to address. And for example, the 3D OP approach used at the Dark Lab seems promising, as it permits deep customization, as a well-documented is very well documented, and allow high resolution 3D model access online. But in order to make a system fair, it needs to integrate the possibility of structuring the data. And so it is possible to identify this structure in content management systems, and one of them that has been designed especially or specifically for cultural heritage is OMKS. So combining the potentials of OMKS that allows a design, an easy design of it, a very suitable data management, and allows to implement extended functionalities, and furthermore allows interoperability. It would be possible to obtain and to address some of the flaws that have been identified in the review presented above before. For this reason, at the Dark Lab, we are currently working on this route. So this is the route that we are trying to take at the Dark Lab. And as you can see, this last slide, with which I will end my presentation, represents a screenshot of our work in progress. That is the combination of 3D Hope and OMKS. And with this last slide, I thank you so much for listening to me. And yeah, thank you. Bye.